When did you decide that you want to get into IIT?
Before you go into full-fledged preparation mode, clear your basics.
So, did you read more or did you solve more?
Clearing concepts means starting from 10th, 11th and 12th.
What is more important, hard work or smart work?
Going to a coaching institute and they have given you a study material. I think you don't need any book. Quickly cover everything within 4 to 5 months.
So, today's episode is very special. It's very personal to Sunil, and it's like all our episodes. This one is very different. No, it's not, but it's very personal and it's very different that a lot of people would want to know. So you cracked your IIT JEE in 6 months. Even, I mean, is that even possible?
I mean, it's definitely possible if
You
you
did
have. Yeah, yeah. If I have done it, then most of the people would do it. Yeah, like if they put in the amount of hard work.
When did you decide that you want to get into IIT?
Before that, let me give a brief
Background.
overview of like where I studied and where whether I knew about IIT JEE or not. So my most of my schooling happened at my village, and it was more like a homeschooling. And after 9th grade, I moved to Kendriya Vidyalaya. And then from 9th grade, I would say my real schooling happened. Now I can come to your question, like when did I decide? So till 10th, I didn't know what IIT is. Like I didn't know anything about the outside world because I lived my entire life in my village. And in 10th class, I think middle of 10th class, I saw this video in someone's phone, and this video was featuring IIT Kanpur.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there was this song which was playing in that video, like Ye Duriyan. You know that song, Ye Duriyan?
Yeah, love
In
love
Raat
aajkal
Ki
was
Duriyan,
yeah,
something like
I
that.
know that.
So that song, and then they were showing the IIT campus, the student going to like carrying those bags and going in the normal clothes, going to learn in the classes and then coming back. So it was showing the campus life, and I was so moved by that video and by the campus, the building that I saw in that video, that I decided in that moment that I would definitely go to IITs. And I didn't know what the IIT full form means at that time.
I hope you do now.
So yeah, yeah. So like in 10th class, I just knew that for mathematics, if you are going to take mathematics in 11th class, the best field that you can go to is first enter into IIT. So other than that, I didn't know anything, absolutely nothing about what I should do for IIT preparation. Nothing. It was just a dream that started that day.
But what you have to do is give this entrance exam, which is
Yes.
JEE.
Yes.
So, what was your overall strategy for that?
So I wasn't aware of any of the strategies that people follow. I was just sure that I need to study hard. That was the only thing that I knew at that time. And I started like during my 11th and 12th class, I became favorite of these teachers, the mathematics teacher and other teachers. And they used to give me the books that they used to get. So my school principal, Dr. D.K. Saraswat, he used to give me the extra mathematics books that he used to get from these publisher houses. They are trying to publicize their books, and he used to give me those books saying that you try to solve these. And then I used to take that as a fun challenge, that okay, let me solve these books, like they are other than what I am studying in school, a little bit of extra hard work. And I used to have this like self challenge in my head, that if I can solve this question, then I'll crack IIT. So like every time, this is the challenge that is going on in my head, that okay, I saw a very difficult question and I am like setting that bar in my head. If I can solve this, I am clearing IIT. So now come to your question about strategy. So I wasn't aware of what books I should read, which books I should solve. I used to solve everything that comes to my come to my plate, basically. Like I'm eating everything. So in 11th and 12th class, there was no preparation at all. This is just that extra books that I used to get from my teachers, and I used to solve them. And I didn't like I was I was having some kind of confidence that even without preparation, I'll clear IIT. But like my bubble got busted when I appeared for IIT JEE in 2011 after my 12th boards, and I think I just scored maybe 100 out of 360.
Okay.
So obviously, like, that is not a good score. And then I was like, no.
Come to the ground.
Yeah, like I was good.
Don't fly.
Yeah, I was good in school. I was doing really, really well in school. Maybe like in top 3 of the students, but like I couldn't clear that IIT JEE exam. But fortunately, like there used to be another exam called NI, like for entering into NITs, we used to call them as AIEEE, and there is pre-engineering tests like MPPET and Rajasthan PET and all of those. So I did score really well in those exams, and I was getting college during that time with my 12th, but I couldn't clear IIT. So during my strategy, again coming back to your question regarding IIT JEE strategy, I didn't have any strategy. I didn't know which books to solve and anything. And I was doing these before entering into colleges. You do the counselings, like you apply for the colleges and then the seat is allotted to you. I was almost through the counseling process, and then my second mathematics teacher, like it was not a school teacher but a tuition teacher, he showed a lot of faith in me, Sanjay Singh sir, and he told me that why don't you go and prepare for IIT JEE. And I was like, it's already August and exam is in April. How can I go now? Like I almost like did my counseling. I am going to college. And then he was like, no, you go and prepare for IIT JEE. That time I decided to go for IIT JEE preparation, and I went to Kota Resonance. On 19th of August was my first day there.
Wow. Mark the date.
Yeah, 19th of August 2011. And I was there in Kota till 3rd of March 2012, and 8th of April was my exam, 8th of April 2012. So these are the dates which are like engraved in my head.
They'll
Yeah.
be written on your tombstone.
Yeah. 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 So the preparation strategy was simple. Whatever is being taught in your coaching, you just read those concepts. So I used to focus a lot on my theoretical concepts, and then the booklets that you used to get, like we used to call them DPP, daily practice problems, and I used to just solve those DPPs. And there is this course material, the booklet for each and every subject that they used to give you, each chapter I would say, and solve those. So my strategy was extremely clear, that solve what you have, like solve DPPs, solve the study material that your coaching has given you for each chapter, and if you are done with that, then you can clear the exam. I don't know where did I get that feeling from, but I just keep solving those and no book.
So did you read more or did you solve more?
So this question is has answers depending on which subject you're talking about. Yeah, I used to love mathematics, and you cannot read mathematics, you have to solve it. So I solved each and every DPP that I used to get, each and every chapter booklet that they gave you, solve those. And for chemistry, I was also really good at reading and memorizing things. So for chemistry, there are chapters where you need to solve them. So physical chemistry, for example, and there are chapters where you need to memorize the stuff, the reactions. For example, organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, you have to remember the exceptions. So there you need to read a lot and remember those concepts. So yeah, I did both depending on which subject we are talking
What
about.
subjects did you pay more attention to? Was it maths and chemistry that you had to work more on?
Yeah, so my favorite subjects were maths and chemistry, and my least favorite was physics. There are a lot of my college mates in IIT Delhi. They used to love physics, but I took physics as I don't know. I just loved mathematics and chemistry. I mean,
Those are the subjects that you.
yeah.
So, what is more important? Clearing concepts is more important, or focusing on your tests is more important?
Okay, so I think like before you go into full-fledged preparation mode, the people who are in, especially starting from 10th class, clear your basics. That is the one basic advice for any IIT JEE, preparation guy. You need to be very clear on concepts from 11th and 12th, but I would say like start from 10th. Like you should be really very clear on the concepts that were taught to you in school, because IIT JEE exam
Your base needs to be
just
clear.
yeah, it's just like one step up, I would say. So if your 10th, 11th and 12th went really well and you studied those concepts really well, and those concepts were clear to you, you wouldn't feel too much difficulty when you prepare for IIT JEE. So clearing concepts means starting from 10th, 11th and 12th, you should know what you read in those classes. And then of course, like during your IIT JEE preparation, whatever is being taught in the class, you should at least have one revision before you solve it. That's what I used to do. Whatever is being taught on that day, I would come home. First thing that I would do is just go through the concepts that were being taught to you, and then implement them when you are solving the questions.
We talk about all these subjects. How many books should one read or cover based on like maths, physics, chemistry? How many books should one cover if you have to clear?
So, I mean, the answer to this question depends on where you are when you are preparing. Like, if you are going to a coaching institute and they have given you a study material, I think you don't need any book. Like, that study material, you just need to religiously solve that thing, like those practice problems or the booklets that they are giving you, because they have already gathered questions from rest of the books. So, you don't have to explore 10 books and solve the same question that you would solve through your sheets, the problem sheets. So those who are having a study material with themselves, just solve that study material and that is enough. The someone who is doing their self preparation, I would again recommend that you go and buy study material from somewhere, any coaching, because they provide you the study material as well, even if you are not going to their coachings, and just solve that. That is the shortest trick that I can tell you. Like, you don't need any book to be solved completely. You just need to solve the practice problems that are gathered by these coaching institutes. Just buy a material and solve it. That's it.
So you were talking about clearing your basics, clearing your concepts of 11th and 12th.
Yeah.
How much time did you take to cover those bases? And what is like the ideal time frame for someone to clear that?
So during 11th and 12th, I mean, you go with the pace of the school. So whatever they are being teaching you in school, like I'm assuming that you are not preparing for IIT JEE at that time. So this is my assumption when I'm answering this question, because I did the same
those
thing.
6 months, we're talking about those 6 months.
Okay, so
right?
like no, we are not talking about the 6 months now. I'm talking about the 11th and 12th when you are in school.
Okay.
So at that time, you need to cover at the pace by which the school is teaching you. So just cover whatever is being taught to you in a school. But when you are preparing for that exam, IIT JEE preparation exam after 12th, let's say, for my case, I just had 6 months. So I had to cover 11th and 12th like syllabus again in those 6 months, as well as like write enough exams, as well as solve as many problems as I can, like solve those questions. So the typical time frame, if you have just got 1 year, then I would say quickly cover everything within 4 to 5 months, and then now you have 8 months left for your like exams, solving questions, and then going through the one revision at least before you enter into exam. So that should be your time frame. But like in somebody who is in my situation where you just have 6 months left, you just spend maybe 2 months, 3 months before you go into completely into problem solving mode, and then keep checking your concepts again and again whenever you forget something about it. So it's a back and forth learning at that time.
So, what is more important, hard work or smart work, or both, or neither?
I think for hard work is extremely important. I've seen so many people who are extremely smart, intelligent, but they don't put in hard work. So they don't get the outcome that they are expecting because they didn't put any hard work. They are smart. They can probably, if they put in the same amount of hard work, they would get the more output. So hard work is the base, I would say. And once you have done enough hard work on any subject, then your luck or smart work comes into picture. So if you have everything clear in your head, then only you can apply the smart work. Otherwise, smart work won't come automatically to you. Like, smart work comes with experience, how many problems you have solved, how many concepts you have gone through, exposed yourself to. So those things helps
You'd
you
have
in doing the
balance of
smart
both.
work. So yeah, first priority is do the hard work, and a smart work would come
Along
automatically
with
to
it.
you.
So you said you went to Kota and you did your preparations. Is that absolutely necessary for somebody who's applying for JEE?
I think like it can have a positive and negative side. Like, when I was in my district Shupri, there were hardly maybe 100 students that I'm seeing every day, and out of them maybe like 5 or 10 students are preparing for JEE. When you go to Kota, you would see all of a sudden 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs student just preparing for IIT JEE exam, and you know that there are like 10,000 seats, 11,000 seats in all the IITs combined. So
environment matters.
Yeah,
There's an environment there.
So there is this environment that exposes you through the actual competition that you are going to deal with. So this can have a positive impact on you, that like that you need to really work hard. Like there is a huge competition, but at the same time it can discourage you that how am I going to get one seat out of those 10,000 seats when alone in Kota, in one one Kota district, we are seeing like 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs students preparing for it. So, and now coming back to your question, whether it is absolutely necessary, if you have an idea about the competition that you are going to face, if you have an idea about how much hard work you need to put in, once you have that idea, you don't need a place to be going there and feeling that. You just have this thing in mind that I need to put in as much hard work as possible so that I can grab that one seat in IIT JEE. So if you have that idea, you can prepare in your home or going to nearby place where you have more resources, or go to Kota. I mean, depends on you, but just have that thing in mind that you might find yourself discouraged or encouraged depending on what kind of person you are. Yeah.
What did you do in your free time, if you had any? Did you have any free time?
My timeline was extremely crunched. As I said, like I had just 6 months to prepare for the exam, so I didn't have any free time. I used to go to coaching, like starting from 7 a.m. and coming back at 12 p.m, having lunch by that time, like maybe 2 to 3, by the time you come home and have lunch. And then after 3 p.m, I used to have extra classes because I'm covering 11th and 12th in that 6 month. So I'm coming back again at 8 p.m, and now I just have like 4 to 5 hours to revise everything and solve questions. I didn't have any free time, and if I get like half an hour, 1 hour, I'll sleep extra. That's it. So in my free time,
your priority was sleeping.
Priority was to get enough sleep because I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was like literally doing so much, putting so much of time in first going to the coaching classes and then covering the concepts and then also solving the questions. So I would recommend that if you have free time, focus on your sleep, that you should get enough rest, and so that you are recharged for the next day. If you still have more time, then maybe do some activity, play, so that you don't, like, you're not just dealing with the books and reading books all the time or solving questions all the time. Your brain needs some relaxation. So do some yoga, meditation, or maybe just play some sport. But for my case, I just used to get some sleep whenever I used to.
That was
Yeah.
enough. So this is a really vast topic that we are discussing on, and it cannot be discussed at one go. So tune in for part 2 next week, and we'll continue this conversation with Sunil.